Hey guys, what's going on? Another episode of the podcast. We've got the entire crew together today. Pac Boy has made his return. He is back once again after 10 years. He's finally back. Um, we've got a couple things to talk about. I don't know what the what the form of this podcast episode is going to be, because there's been gaming news happening within the past month. We also have console reveals coming up. We'll probably lean a little more into the game reveals that's happened and all the news that's happened with like Summer Game Fest and stuff. Um, but who knows? I don't know. This show is going to be crazy. Who knows? Pac's back. It's who knows? But yeah. So we'll get right into it. All right. So everyone, like I said in the intro, Pac is back. Uh,
Howdy.
Skylar's here. There's been a lot of gaming news within the past month. Um, Everything from a new engine reveal to a new Paper Mario game. Um, Skylar, what do you want to get into first? What's something that's happened within the past month that excites you the most, even though I probably know what it is?
You was gonna say the Paper Mario game, wasn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, the new Paper Mario announcement that probably does have me the most excited because I've been wanting a new Paper Mario game for so long because I missed out on Color Splash, which was on the Wii U. So I haven't played like a Paper Mario since like the last recent one I played was Sticker Star on the 3DS. But like when they announced the Origami King, like it just came out of nowhere. Like no one was expecting it. Like I woke up and then it was there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I woke up and seen your message, and at first I thought it was maybe a fake Nintendo of America account because that happens a lot, especially with like direct
Hmm.
announcements. People will just make
Uh,
fake accounts. Um, but yeah, I couldn't believe it that it was the actual account and that it was real.
I'll never forget that one time I got baited hard that
Yeah.
there was going to be like a Nintendo Direct, but it was like a fake account.
Yeah.
But yeah, the new Paper Mario game looks really good. Like apparently it's going to be a return to form to the series roots, and then it's going to be introducing partners again. There's like a new battle system. It's kind of like a ring-based system where you have to like line the enemies up.
Mhm.
So I hope it's like a really good Paper Mario game and the Paper Mario game that people's been wanting, like the Return to Form games, like Paper Mario 64 and Thousand Year Door. So I hope it really satisfies the community and they get the game that they're wanting.
Yeah, 'cause I know like I haven't really played a Paper Mario game, but I've heard from a lot of people that Color Splash and uh, the sticker one, is it Sticker Star?
Tinker Star,
Yeah, I've
yeah.
heard those weren't enjoyed.
A lot of people didn't like the battle mechanics, like in Sticker Star, and a lot of people didn't like the writing, like especially in Sticker Star, because it had like a lot of forced paper puns.
Yeah.
Which I didn't mind it that much. I thought Sticker Star was a fun game, but I didn't think it was nowhere near as good as what the Thousand Year Door was.
Yeah.
But like Cody, you're new to like turn-based JRPGs, right? Like
Mhm.
you do have somewhat interest in them, so I think
Well, I love Persona
Paper
5.
Mario, yeah, I think Paper Mario would be like a good uh, introduction to them.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to get it, even though I might not get it on launch because it is launching the same day as Ghost of Tsushima. So I don't know if I'll get it on launch, but I'll definitely get it at some point. Maybe a month later, maybe a couple weeks later. Um,
Could wait for it to go on sale.
well,
But
that's not going to happen on Nintendo games. Yeah, I'll pick it up shortly after because I am excited for it. I think it looks beautiful. Um, Pack, you're back. What's your thoughts on Paper Mario, the Origami King?
I never really played Paper Mario or any kind of Mario growing up, so I can't really put my input into it. But I know a lot of people are really excited about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a different kind of Mario game. I'm excited. Like I said, I I'm interested more so to see the reaction from like the hardcore Paper Mario fans that weren't impressed with Color Splash or any of the or like Sticker Star. I'm more excited to see what they think and see if this is more of a return to form.
Yeah.
And I guess we can segue into the Ghost gameplay because that was shown. Pack, I don't know if you watched it, but I know I did. Skylar, you did. That game looks great. Like I still have a lot of questions about certain gameplay um, mechanics. Like I know me and you was talking last night, Skylar, about like the combat. Um, I don't know. I went away from that demo they showed impressed, but I also just still have a lot of questions about how things work.
Um, yeah, I was watching some videos before we started the podcast, and it was this one video of like a graphical downgrade, and I still think the game looks great. Do you notice like any like downgrades to the graphics?
I, I
Because
I think maybe the textures didn't look as good. Like, but like again, like I don't know, like downgrade. I don't know. Downgrade is always tricky because you know downgrades happen to the majority of games that come out. They just happen. A lot of the times they happen in areas that we don't notice. Whereas sometimes, again, when they first show the game off, I do think if you compare the first gameplay to this one, there might be a little bit of, and I'm talking just in the textures. That was the only thing I noticed was that some of the textures didn't look as good. Um,
I didn't pay close attention to the textures, but like from the video and what they compared like the 2018 footage when it was revealed to like the state of play footage, and I think maybe it might be like a different scene in the game,
yeah,
but I still think the game looks incredible
yeah,
though,
I think it still looks beautiful. Um, and I love a lot of the
and it could
gameplay.
still be the best looking PlayStation 4 game.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be close because I do think Last of Us is going to be very beautiful.
But about some of the gameplay, it looks very looks like very slow, like samurai like, and it's like I'm gonna assume that it's gonna be like very parry heavy, you know?
That's what the combat looked like. I mean, the thing that impressed me was not really the combat because I've said I remember telling you, Skylar, when the game was revealed that I didn't think the combat looked spectacular, and I still think that. I still don't think the combat in that game looks amazing. But what did look amazing was just the world and exploring the world and the things they put into it. Like I said, Pack, I don't
Hmm.
know if you watched it, um, but the things they're doing to like change how you interact with the world. So like in other games, if you wanted to go to a place, you would set a marker and the marker would sort of just show up on your map and you would like, all right, I've got to go in that direction. But in this game, you set a marker and the marker isn't on your screen. You've got to use the guiding wind. So you'll press I can't remember what button you press, but you press it and a gust of wind will kind of blow in the direction that you've got to go. And it was so cool. And then little things like the bird and the fox, like the bird like kind of flying next to you on your horse, showing you like, hey, this, and it sort of goes to an area where I can't remember. I think it was a person he could talk to. Um, and
And then like the Inaris will lead you like to these shrines you could pray at.
yeah, like I
You
love
know,
that.
you, you remember earlier in the year when they said that there was going to be like no waypoints, and I was kind of like worried about that because I thought a lot of people might would get frustrated at that, like a big open world game, like and no waypoints telling you where to go. And I was thinking like that myself. I was like, there's going to be no waypoints in this game, but how on earth am I going to know where to go to next?
Yeah,
But I really like that design choice, like following the guiding wind, because it's not something you see a lot.
yeah, I love it. I love that they're doing
And
it different.
I think it's gonna like turn out to be more immersive in the long run. You know,
Yeah, I agree because instead of seeing this marker on your HUD of like, hey, that's where I got to go, it's like, no, let me use.
you're following the wind.
Yeah,
Yeah, that could be really cool.
yeah, it
But I definitely think the combat is like more like slower, more grounded combat.
Yeah, and I like that you have a choice of like different play styles. Like you can be the ghost, or and you've got a couple of different options. I
Either the ghost or the samurai. I wonder if that's going to turn out to be like a morality system. Like you can
I think
choose to play the game like the ghost or the samurai.
they
Did they
already
confirm that?
no, I think they already said they're not doing that. I could be wrong.
Oh, they're not?
Yeah, I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I can't remember, but I remember seeing some sort of article. Um, I can't remember. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure it was just it came down to just like how you wanted to play the game. Like
Yeah.
Ghost was more of a stealth, and I don't know. I need to look into it more, but like I said, I don't think the combat looks bad, but I don't think it looks great. I think if there's going to be one shortcoming of that game, it's going to be combat.
And there's still some things that I'm still kind of confused about, like the whole the R1L1 that might be like a different stance or something like that.
Yeah, that it was like a it looked like sort of a special ability thing, but they never used it in the gameplay.
I really wish they would have used that because but we'll know in like another month from now.
Well, they said they was going to show more, so we'll
Are we really?
yeah. Well, because there was definitely some things missing from it that they could probably show. Like I think they need to have a dedicated combat video.
Like come when the Game Awards roll around and we're all like having to vote for like the games with the best art direction, I might vote for Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah. Trying to think of a lot of the games. I mean, I still think Ori is the best art style because I think it's just gorgeous. But um, it'll definitely be in the running. I think that it's possible that Ghost will be in the running for Game of the Year if the decisions they've made work, and they work good, and if the story's good, like this game could be very big for Sucker Punch.
Oh, and another cool thing that they added, like that I seen, was like there's an option to play the game in black and white, kind of like an old samurai film.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, I might not play it like that my first playthrough, but definitely maybe my second if I do decide to do one.
Well, I mean, you can turn it on and off. I think like there might be some times where like if I'm just exploring the world, I might turn it on, and just see how it is. But I definitely probably won't, because I just think the
When,
colors of that game is so beautiful. All right. Um, so one of the earlier pieces of news that we got was early in the month of May. Um, the Inside Xbox, May 7th. Um, you know, Pack, I know you said that you didn't think it was bad. I don't think it was bad. In fact, I think that the biggest issue with that Inside Xbox on May 7th was just in the way that Microsoft marketed it. I mean, that's literally what it comes down to. Because when they sent out the tweet, I remember I got really hot. Because I was initially thinking, oh man, we're gonna see Halo Infinite, we're gonna see all this stuff. I thought this was gonna be a big show. Um, but even when I realized, like, hey, this is not a first party show, it's third party. I was like, well, that still could be awesome. Because I was thinking maybe Batman, maybe the new From Software game, Elden Ring. I was thinking all these things that might be shown, Cyberpunk, all this stuff. And Microsoft, they didn't really lower expectations. They didn't really, you know, they didn't come out and say, guys, listen, this is going to focus on our smaller partners. This is going to be focusing on the smaller titles. This is not from the big developers like, Cyberpunk. You're not getting Cyberpunk. You're not getting it. Like, this is more for the smaller developers. We're going to have a dedicated show in July. Like that, they should have come out and said that immediately. Hey, we're going to come out in July. We're going to show the third party and first party titles that you want. This is more of a smaller show to focus on smaller partners. So everyone went in expecting. Not only was they expecting some big things like I said, Cyberpunk, other third party titles like reveals, Batman. They were expecting gameplay because that was what was marketed in the tweet and from like Microsoft um, people on Twitter. They were saying gameplay, 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 and we saw very little gameplay. In fact, there wasn't hardly any gameplay. Most of it was just in-engine trailers. That's all it was.
Yeah.
So that's literally the biggest letdown of the entire show was like how people went in. If they would have come out and said, "Listen, this is a smaller show. It's not anything big," people would have went in like, "Hey, not going to have huge reveals." But everyone, I went in, I had my expectations lowered to the floor, and I said, at most, we'll see maybe a gameplay reveal of, like I said, the new From Software game Elden Ring, because a lot of people want to see that. I was like, no, you're not going to see Batman. You're not going to see any new reveals like that. At most, you're going to get like new gameplay. Like they already said Assassin's Creed Valhalla, so I was like, all right, if they just show gameplay of that and maybe gameplay of another game like Cyberpunk, like that would be fine with me. Because I actually went in expecting maybe like a short show with maybe just 3 games. Like I was expecting 3 games and a deep dive, or not even a deep dive, but just like gameplay shown from each of those games. Like I was expecting like my expectations were low, and I still was let down because Microsoft didn't tell me that this was a double A, like smaller studio indie showcase. That's what this was. Um, and not only that, but these games didn't show gameplay. And for everyone's first impression to be this of like Xbox Series X, well, I know it's unfair to say first impression because actually the first impression was last year at the Game Awards with Hellblade, and that was an awesome moment. So I know it's unfair to say first impression, but I definitely think it was a misstep in the Series X marketing for sure because a lot of people were let down by this show, and it's all in how Microsoft set expectations up. That's all it is. Like if they would have just told people that, hey, don't expect anything crazy, nobody would have.
I
Wasn't
think
there
the
a lot been pointed with the Assassin's Creed reveal?
Yeah. Well, what was you gonna say, Pac?
I think the only gameplay that they really gave us was Bright Memory Infinite.
Yeah, and again, like that's what sucks, right? Is because that game looked really good, and I remember
Yeah.
when they started the show with that, I was like, okay, this is going to be gameplay, and this is because I was like, okay, they're starting with something smaller, but even this looks beautiful. So and like that was it. Like there was no other game. Like they started off with this trailer of just gameplay, and this game looks awesome, and then like every trailer after that was just no gameplay. Like like, and it was like I don't know. It was the wrong way to start the show. Like that's
Yeah,
what's
if we got gameplay, it was like a very subtle.
yeah, like it because there was a lot of games like I'm trying to think of a lot of the trailers. Like I'm not trying to diss the show or anything, but honestly, there just wasn't that like there wasn't much that was memorable. Like I think there was a couple that stood out, like Bright Memory Infinite, The Medium, that new horror game that's from the developers of like Blair Witch.
Yeah.
They got that.
Scorn
Scorn looked cool. Trying to think of there was a couple like I like that Call of the Sea game.
and Scarlet Nexus.
Talked about that's the one with the Silent Hill composer Akira Yamaoka, right?
Yeah, The Medium. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's a Series X exclusive. They came out and said that like it's not coming to Xbox One. It's not coming to PlayStation. It's a Series X exclusive. So I'm actually excited to see how that turns out. And that's another thing. It's weird. A lot of those games that were shown are either Series X exclusive or timed exclusive. Like Scorn, that's a Xbox exclusive, and they don't even mention that in the show. Like they don't even mention that. Like that would have been something you could mention. Like, hey, these are all double A, exclusives. Most of them, like Scarlet Nexus, that's coming to everything. Like there's a couple of them that's coming to everything. Obviously, like Assassin's Creed and stuff. But like there was a lot of those games shown that are either timed exclusive or just full exclusive. Um, and they didn't they didn't even mention it. Like they don't even mention like, hey, these are games you can only get on Xbox. Like they didn't even mention that. Um, it's
Hey,
just
let's not forget whenever they showed Madden 21.
yeah. Like even then like they showed like 2 seconds of Madden gameplay. Like that's the thing is like they marketed the show as gameplay, and even with something like Madden, you know, you seen Mahomes scoring a touchdown. That's all you seen. You didn't see anything. And it's just like, why was this show marketed as you were going to see gameplay? Because we didn't see anything. We saw glimpses of gameplay, but that's it. Like, it's frustrating because up until this point, man, I feel like Microsoft has been just nailing it. Like they've been doing such a good job of just giving news that people want to hear. Because people's been complaining about Sony because Sony hasn't been coming out and saying anything, and Microsoft's been the ones that have been showing things and talking about their console. And with it, when they announced this show, I was like, man, here we go. Like Xbox is coming out first before Sony, and they're going to have a chance to, at least give people some news. Because like once I found out this wasn't the big exclusive show, I was like, well, this at least will be a nice appetizer, for the big show. And this wasn't an appetizer for the big show. If anything, it made people want the big show even more now, and it's put even more pressure on Microsoft exclusives. And I mean, apparently Microsoft have a lot of confidence in what they're going to show in July. Um, and I guess we could get into that next. I mean, is there any more thoughts from you guys about like the May 7th show? Like Skylar, do you have anything to say? Any certain games that you thought looked good?
I mean, not really. I mean, I really wasn't that impressed with it. Like, I remember we was gonna watch it together, but like I accidentally slept in.
Well, like I mentioned in the last video I uploaded that I recorded my reaction to it, but I was so let down that I didn't even upload it. I just didn't even. I was like, why would I even try to go and edit this and upload it? Like I just didn't even upload it. Um, and it's sad because it's not fair to those developers. Like those are smaller teams who were given this huge spotlight. And it's not fair that because like again, I think a lot of those smaller titles look cool. Like I said, the Medium and Call of the Sea and Bright Memory Infinite. All right, guys, we're back. My mic went out. Like I was saying, it's not fair to the developers, the smaller developers, and the smaller AA teams that were given this huge spotlight to show their games and show their projects that they've been working hard on. And then everyone walks away like, Microsoft, why did you not tell us that it was, like, and everyone walks away with like this bad impression because Microsoft didn't manage expectations and didn't tell people that this wasn't going to be anything big, you know. Because I remember I was even watching predictions, and I'm going to get into the next news after this, but I just want to mention this because I watched predictions to kind of see what people's expectations were. And I remember watching so many expectations from people where they was like, yeah, we're not expecting anything big, but maybe Batman will show up tomorrow. So even for people that weren't expecting much, they were still disappointed because they were expecting like one big game reveal. And yeah, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, that was terrible. That was a terrible trailer. That's all I want to say. That was just terrible. Um, so yeah, I guess that will get us into what Xbox is going to do for July and what Sony's going to do for June because that's apparently what we're hearing is that Sony is going to go in early June and apparently they've got a lot of games to show and again, like I feel like Microsoft messed up. I feel like it's such a weird marketing strategy to put a little double A indie showcase as your first gameplay because now Sony's going to come out and listen. Sony's not going to hold back. They're not. They're just not going to do it. Sony are going to come out in June and they're going to show Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Probably going to show Spider-Man 2. They're probably going to show a lot because like it's already been said that they've got third-party games, so they're going to show third-party stuff. Like it's like everyone's going to have this impression now after they see Sony show, boy, PlayStation 5's looking good. Look at all these games. It's just like, and everyone's going to have that, oh, you see what Xbox showed in May. Like, look at what Sony just showed. Like that's, again, I don't understand. I don't
You
understand
think
why.
it would maybe Microsoft would have canceled the May show?
I think they should have. Like I said, or at least, like I said, if you were going to do it, you've got to come out and you've got to make sure in that first post that Xbox put up that everyone retweeted, it got like 15,000 retweets. So it got a lot of traction because people were excited. They were like, "Yes, we're going to finally see some next gen games." Um, and that's one of the another big takeaway from that show is people was like didn't really see anything that felt next gen. Like Bright Memory Infinite was the closest thing that looked like it could be a next gen title. Um, but
What I would have done if I was Xbox, I would have canceled the show and then started the small things out first during the big show and make her work her way up.
well, that's the thing is like those titles would have worked good inside of a show with bigger titles. You know.
Yeah, and then it gives you more preparation to show more things about your game.
Yeah, like honestly they should have just combined everything, combined third party, combined the double A, combined first party, and just had a giant show in July. You know.
Yeah.
Um,
That show wasn't long, was it? It's like what was it, like 20 minutes, 25 minutes?
25, 30 minutes is all that show was. Yeah.
I
Again,
just don't think none of the games that they shown, like for me personally, I don't think none of them really left like a lasting impression on me.
no,
Like after I watched it, like, thinking about like these games that Microsoft shown.
yeah, I mean, there's none that really left a lasting impression. I think there's a couple that piqued my interest, but I couldn't say that. You know, I wasn't like, whoa, did you see that? Like, I just, it was a lot of that stuff looked cool, but you know, and again, that's also expectations because we went in expecting to see something that was going to kind of blow us away. You know, because hey, this is Series X gameplay on the world's most powerful console. It's like, and we didn't see anything that looked like it was running on the world's most powerful console. But yeah,
So the PlayStation event.
PlayStation. Yeah, what are your expectations, Skylar? I'm expecting big things, especially now after what Xbox did in May. I'm expecting Sony to be like, yeah, we're going to come out and show a lot.
So you think they'll reveal the system there?
Maybe not the system, because the rumors have been that we might not see the system in June. They might just literally focus on games in June.
What about the launch titles? You think it's
Uh,
possible they'll show them?
yeah, I would expect them to show the launch titles in June.
Do you
I think
think
it's
that they'll show
safe.
gameplay
Oh yeah, 100%. Um,
like from for the new system?
oh yeah, and well, like I don't expect them to show gameplay of like maybe not Spider-Man. We'll probably get a trailer for Spider-Man. Horizon Zero Dawn 2, I expect them to do like a gameplay demo of that because that's been in development for 3 years, and I would expect gameplay to be ready for that. Um,
The
I think
Blue Point.
it's gonna be a mix. But the difference is those pack is they're gonna have titles that excite people. You know, you can't show a trailer of some new double A game and expect people to go crazy. But if you come out and show a trailer for Batman, it doesn't matter if that's in engine or gameplay. It doesn't matter. People are going to be like, "Oh my gosh, the new Batman game on PS5. Let's go." That's all. So it's
Because it's a popular game is why.
yeah, and also because it's a big game. I mean,
Yeah, and a lot of people's been wanting a new Batman game.
yeah. So I think there's going to be a healthy mix. I'm not expecting every game to be gameplay, because realistically, a lot of developers, especially in the current times, every developer working from home. I think there will be some developers like, hey, let's just get our trailer out there, let's show the world what we're working on, and then later will come gameplay. Um, and that's just how the games industry works. A lot of the times when certain gameplay things aren't set in stone and certain things aren't set in stone, they're like, hey, let's show the reveal trailer. Just give people an idea of what we're working on, confirm this, and then later they'll show gameplay. But I think there's going to be a healthy mix. I
I
think
think it's safe to say that we'll see some launch titles for the PS5 there. I think Gran Turismo. We was discussing that league yesterday, Cody. I think that's probably a for sure lock
yeah,
that
Gran Turismo
that'll be the
7.
PS5 launch title. And I do think now that maybe Blue Point's remake is going to be Demon Souls, then that also might be a launch title for PS5.
There's actually a rumor today. I seen someone saying on Twitter that Blue Point's making two remakes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I seen a rumor about that, and I hope that's true.
What was the game?
I don't know if any games was listed. I mean, they was sort of mentioning what they hoped it was, and they were saying like Metal Gear Solid, and the Demon Souls. But
I could get behind that.
I
Give
I'd heard,
people what they
I'd
Demon Souls, and then I'll take Metal Gear.
I'd heard rumors that Blue Point was remaking two games a couple months ago. I'd heard people talking about that they were working on multiple projects. So yeah, I
I
expect.
really hope so now,
Yeah,
because I do believe Demon Souls, but that one glimmer of hope in me, I hope it's Metal Gear.
Sony's in a position to where they don't really have to come out and announce everything that they've got in the pipeline. Um, if Sony come out in June and they have an hour long show with a bunch of exciting third-party games, and then Spider-Man 2 and Horizon Zero Dawn 2, and maybe a new Ratchet and Clank game because that's been rumored. Even without the Ratchet and Clank game, just Spider-Man 2 and Horizon Zero Dawn 2, along with exciting third-party reveals,
Hmm.
that's enough. And then August you come out and reveal Silent Hill. Next year you can reveal God of War 2. You know, like whereas Microsoft, they're more in a position of like, hey, we gotta come out and really show people what all of our studios are doing. Not all of them, but most of them, especially the exciting ones. Because with Sony, we have a good understanding of what we're going to get from them, um, in terms of the big sequels that's coming out. But with Microsoft,
Yeah,
we
we
don't.
talked about this a lot last podcast episode.
Yeah, with Microsoft, we just don't know. A lot of rumors that the initiative is rebooting Perfect Dark, and the rumors of Playground rebooting Fable. Um, but if those things are real, they got to come out and show them. Um,
I
it,
guess we can move on to the Xbox event.
yeah, I mean, it's already confirmed that we are going to see third-party stuff there as well. And Matt Booty confirmed at the May 7th event that we're going to see the first-party stuff in July, obviously, and that we're going to see. He mentioned specifically we're going to see Halo, Obsidian, Double Fine. Um, what was the other? Did he mention another studio? Trying to think of who else he mentioned. I can't remember. Um, but yeah, he mentioned that we were going to see those select studios. I was hoping that he would mention that we were going to see something from Playground, but he didn't mention that. Um, but I'm sure they want to keep that surprise. But like, my fear is that the July show is going to end, Skyler, and we're still not going to see what Playground's working on, and we're going to have another year of waiting and wondering if they're working on Fable or whatever. I don't know. Um,
I think it's 100% for certain that we're going to see some Halo Infinite gameplay,
oh
right?
yeah, 100% yeah.
Do you think that it will be delayed?
No, I don't.
You don't think it'll be delayed?
Yeah. Well, they even mentioned in their Xbox 2020, because like they're calling this whole series of stuff that they're doing. Their marketing strategy for this is called Xbox 2020, and it's this series of events. Like it started in May, and it's just going throughout up until launch. And they said they're going to have reveals and stuff to talk about every month. So every month, apparently, we can expect something from Xbox shown. Um, and so they mentioned that right now their goal is still Halo Infinite and Series X launching same day this year, and they said everything's looking good. Um, so I have faith that we're going to get Halo Infinite this year. Um, like I don't know, like in my opinion, the game's been in development for 5 years. Obviously, I'm not a game developer, and I know that the current situation is really impacting things. But I just feel like the game's
So
been in
when
development for
the
five
leak Halo,
years.
be forced to reveal it.
What?
I said maybe if someone comes out and leaks the full game, they'll be forced to release it.
Yeah. Um, I just feel like the game's been developed for 5 years. And I just feel like the whole worry with Halo Infinite has always been like, why haven't we seen it yet? It was revealed in 2018, and why haven't you showed anything? Like, why haven't you showed any gameplay? Why are they so silent? And I understand a lot of it was because they were launching with a new console, but I don't know. I don't know. I still think Halo Infinite's going to be a big game. I'm hoping that it's a return to form for Halo. I'm hoping that it's the game that we all want, but I'm skeptical. I am. Um,
I hope we see more. Well, I hope we get more details on Rare's new game, Everwild.
yeah, I fully expect that to be um, like a gameplay reveal for that in July. Definitely. Um, yeah, I want to know what that game is more than anything. I want to know like,
Like, it's single player, co-op, or
yeah, I've definitely heard from leaks that there is a multiplayer component. I don't know if that's the route they're going. Like, if they're like, I'm hoping that if there's multiplayer, at least give us the option to play through it single player. And I hope there's a story. Like that's the biggest thing is I want a new single player game from Rare. A single player story from Rare, and I hope that this is it. Um, I don't know. I'm not. too hyped
If
for
it's full
Everwild.
on, yeah. If it's like full on multiplayer, then I'd probably like be a little less excited for it because I'm not really too big on multiplayer games that much. But
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too hyped for Everwild. I think it looks good, and I think the art style. I mean, I think the art style looks good, but I think a lot of games look like that nowadays. Like I think the art style is used by so many developers, so I can't really say that that game looks unique. I think a lot of the animal designs look unique, um, but I think that art style is used by a lot of developers nowadays.
before, like, was it before or after the game was revealed that you wanted it to be like Breath of the Wild inspired?
We've heard that they actually were inspired by Breath of the Wild, um, and yeah, I hope so. Like, cause like Xbox having at least their own sort of version of that would be awesome. But again, that's like I just want to know what you do in the game. I want to see how the game looks. Like I want to have a good understanding of what you do in Everwild. Like that's what I want. And apparently it's been in development. We learned from like the because the person that's on this project, like the main person behind this project was they worked at Lionhead and they were they worked on Fable. Um, and from their LinkedIn profile, it seems like the game's been in development since 2017. So it's been in development for 3 years. So gameplay should be ready. So like I fully expect gameplay to be shown in July. And I just want to have an understanding of like what do you do in this game? What's the point? Like what you know. I don't know.
When do you think the good launch window?
Uh,
Holiday 2021?
yeah, probably maybe not holiday. It could be a summer 2021 title, but yeah, definitely 2021. Could surprise us and it be a spring 2021 title. Because I know Microsoft they're full on. They want to take the Nintendo Switch approach where they want to have games spread out instead of just cramming everything at launch. They want to spread things out. And that's how they want the Series X lineup to be always. Like there's been remarks from Matt Booty and the team of like, hey, we want to drop a new exclusive every quarter. So they want to have games coming out, and it's all because of Game Pass. Obviously, they want to have you know something for Game Pass fans to look forward to all the time from the first party. So it could be a spring 2021 title, but I definitely expect it in 2021 because that'd have been 4 years that they've been working on it. So yeah, um, I'm trying to think. I mean, it's rumored that Obsidian's working on a very big RPG that's not Outer Worlds. Apparently, from what we've heard, it's very Skyrim-like RPG, so that could be big. Um, I still feel like the Obsidian.
Gears.
Oh no, I don't expect Gears this soon. Um,
I'm joking.
well, with Xbox, you never know. You might see Gears. Um, I still feel like the Obsidian acquisition is just so underrated. Like, I mean, you're talking about one of the best RPG developers in the industry. And I just don't think that's talked about a lot. Like Microsoft own Obsidian, like they own Obsidian, like that is a big studio they got, and I expect their Skyrim like RPG to be huge. And I think that game will be huge. Um, I do worry that I guess we'll have to see Fable, but like I wonder if those two are going to overlap. like we could be shocked, and like Obsidian was the ones this whole time working on Fable. That would be crazy, but. Yeah, so Obsidian, Double Fine. I don't know. Like I feel like we could just literally come into July the event and just see Psychonauts 2 from Double Fine. Like I don't know if they've got a new reveal this soon. I think that it's exciting with Microsoft Studios is they're in a position to impress because we don't know what they're doing. Um, and I think there's a couple under the radar studios that they got. Like Compulsion, even though I played We Happy Few and I think that the game is terrible, I think that world is interesting. Like the world that they've got in We Happy Few is interesting, and you know,
Yeah, the atmosphere of that game is interesting, but the game itself, it wasn't good.
well, like it didn't know what it wanted to be. I mean, like it needed to be like a single player. I don't know, more action heavy. Like they tried to make it like a survival game, like their survival mechanics and all that. Like I thought that was very odd. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, the atmosphere is on point. I loved like the atmosphere. That's why I was interested in that game, and that's why I gave it multiple chances. Like I wanted to play that game because the world was just so interesting. So if they can combine that interesting world with very good gameplay and game design, Compulsion could easily put out a really good game. Um, so yeah, I mean, like obviously I'm going to say Fable. I've said it for years, ever since it's been rumored, and I will continue to say it. Even if Playground come out in July and they reveal their game and it's not Fable, I'm going to say that Fable at some point has to come back. Um, Man, if Playground came out and revealed their game and it wasn't Fable, I might die. I'm not going to lie. Um,
Honestly, the only thing I feel like that you're going to get out of Playground games is probably another Forza.
no, it's already confirmed that they're working on.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I don't think they're going to show Fable.
Well, no, they couldn't come out and show Forza Horizon because we still haven't seen the motorsport game.
I know. I said another Forza game.
Yeah, I mean, no, I think Playground's working on something, and if Xbox want to impress people, they better come out and show it because I mean that's one of their biggest studios, Playground. Like that's one of their biggest studios. Um, Especially since Fable's been rumored since 2018. It's been leaked that Playground's been making it since 2018. They better come out and show it. If they don't, I'm gonna cry. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Microsoft show. I've learned with Microsoft, and I'm not trying to throw shade at Microsoft because obviously I prefer Xbox. That's what I play on mostly. But like I've learned with Xbox shows to not get my hopes up. I've just learned that. Um, Even if you look like this past generation, most of their E3s have been good, not great. Besides E3 2018, now that was a really good show. But like if you look at their XO shows and you look at most of their E3s, I mean I don't think they're that impressive. So I think I've learned from Xbox shows to like, hey, you go in low expectations and see. I mean I'm going to be going into July just for Halo Infinite alone. So everything else for me is going to be a bonus. Um, and we better not, Phil Spencer, if you're watching this, we better not get an Assassin's Creed Valhalla style Halo Infinite trailer because I swear I will go crazy. If we get cuts of Master Chief running and punching a grunt and not actual gameplay, no, I need 10 minutes of that game at the least.
You just said a Halo Wars trailer.
Oh, did I say Halo Infinite?
No, you didn't say Halo Wars, but what I'm saying is this might as well be a Halo Wars if you're just going to run up and punch a grunt.
Oh yeah. Uh,
That would suck if it was just like that, like the Valhalla trailer.
there's no way. There's absolutely no way they can do that.
Wow, that would be such yeah, that would be such a huge slap in the face to Halo fans.
I'll tell you what would be crazy if they gave us just a little bit of gameplay.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like I need 10 minutes at the minimum. Um, in fact, I
Not
know
even 10 minutes, just 5 minutes, really.
I've seen Xbox fans throw this around on Twitter that they should just give Halo Infinite its own dedicated show. Sort of like what we got with Ghost of Tsushima, just that one state of play, 18 minutes of that game. Like literally just, hey, tune in to see 20 minutes of deep dive into Halo Infinite. Like I would love
Yeah,
that.
they should do that
Well, because like
because it's a major game coming out on the holiday
I mean, it's not only that.
rollout.
It's like Ryan McCaffrey, the IGN guy, said on Twitter. Halo Infinite isn't just. This is probably the biggest Xbox exclusive, probably since like Halo 3 or something. Like this is huge. Not only is it the face of Xbox, it's sort of the face of like the new first party. Like this Xbox have a new revamped first party studios. Like this is the new biggest title coming out. Um, it's launching the new console. Like this is huge. It's not. It's very big.
You're pretty much just rebirthing the new Halo. Like you're just rebirthing Halo.
Yeah. Like I mean, this is like they've even said like a soft reboot. Like this is not only big for Xbox, but just big for Halo. Because I said this on Twitter the other day and it got a lot of likes because I responded to Ryan McCaffrey's tweet and I said if this game isn't well received by Halo fans and critically acclaimed, there needs to be changes to 343 because they've been making Halo for a long time now. Halo 4, a lot of people enjoyed the story, didn't really enjoy the multiplayer. Halo 5 came around, story was I'm just gonna say it, the story was shit in Halo 5. The multiplayer was good though. And so we need 343 to put both of those together, make a very good story with really good multiplayer, and I want it to be innovative, and that's what we've heard is they're going with open world sections, or maybe a full open world, but just open world sections and RPG mechanics possibly. We don't know. A lot of this is just rumored, but like I want to see a revamped Halo, and I want to
Can you
see.
imagine a Halo game being open world?
I hope so, man. Like that's what I want. Like
That would be insane.
I
They've
definitely
had plenty of years and plenty of games to learn from their mistakes with.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like this has to be like I said on Metacritic, this better be over a 90. Like this has to be big. There's just no more excuses for 343 Industries. No more. There's no more excuses about this or this or this. Microsoft, because like there's no more of that. Oh, Microsoft isn't getting like they've had 5 years. They built a new engine. Microsoft have given them the time. They've certainly given them the budget. Like no more excuses for this. Like you've got to come out and you've got to put out a very good Halo game, and that's all I'm gonna say. I'm done talking about the Xbox thing. Y'all can mention whatever you want, but I'm done. That's all I gotta say. This Halo Infinite better wow me, especially in a franchise that I love. So, 343, yeah.
I think that's about it for me.
Pack, you got anything to add on to that?
No, that's pretty much the gist of it.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe and like the video. And maybe comment a game that you want to see revealed at Sony or Xbox's event. See you next time.